Now today I talk about having good conversations. From Spotlight, I will read and read for you. When was the last time that you had a great conversation? This question was from the thinker and poet John O'Doherty from the islands. Anyone can have a conversation. It is just two people talking to each other. But what is a great conversation? He asked this question on the public radio program on Being. He continued, describing the kind of conversation he was asking about. When was the last time that you had a great conversation? A conversation in which you heard yourself saying things that you did not, that you knew, that you received from somebody else, that found place within you that you thought was lost. When you had a sense of a event of a conversation that brought the two of you to a different place. When did you last have a conversation that continued to sing in your mind for weeks afterwards? I have had some of them recently, and it's just amazing, as we would say at home. They are food and drink for the show. You have ever had this kind of conversation? Some people think that conversation can change the world, but the world itself is also changing. People spend the less time talking to each other and more time using technology to communicate, and this affects the way that we have conversations. It is still important to spend the time in face-to-face conversation with each other. What are some ways to do that? Today's spotlight is on having good conversations. A conversation is a way of talking to another person. It is an exchange of idea. By exchanging idea, it creates new ideas. Like John O'Doherty says, it brings people into a new place together. Another writer, Thomas Yendin, describes conversation this way. Conversation is a meeting of minds with different memory and habits. When minds meet, they do not just exchange facts, they change them and reshape them. They see different meaning in them and engage in new ways of thought. In the past, there was no television, video games, or mobile phones. People spent time talk in person. In many cultures, it was important to be able to host a conversation. This showed that a person was friendly and intelligent. It was so and said that he or she cared about respected other people, and this was a way for people to share ideas and create new ones together. But technology has changed the way that people have conversations in some ways. The internet has made people more connected. A person can very easily talk to someone else across the world. And more people use mobile phones to communicate. They often text each other instead of talking. It is easily and pick up, but this easily and quick method affects a person's ability to think about problems in a completely and depth way. Instead, He felt he needs to say many things quickly, maybe just because he can. THC is an expert in technology and communication. In a TED Talk, she explained it. We use technology to define ourselves. We say our thoughts and feelings as we are having them. We used to think, I haven't feeling. I want to make a call. No. Our first reaction is, I want to have a feeling. I need to send a text. But communication like texting does not have the same results as a good conversation. John Doe talks about whether modern people has a lot of ability for connecting in this way. I think we have not practiced enough, and so we need it more. And I think it's a matter of concentration, really just concentrating. If you understand how important to your whole sprite and being and character and mind and how friendship actually is, you will take a time for conversation. When we have less conversation, we miss this important relationship with the people. We do not understand the complexity of other individuals, and we do not feel as supported emotionally. We also allow the change to express this new way of thinking. This is the important part of how humans create. Talking can change the world. However, many people have never learned how to have a good conversation. Talking to other people may make a person feel nervous or afraid. He may not know what to say, how to behave. Castle Harris is a radio interviewer. His job is to have conversations with people. Harris gave a TED Talk called 10 Ways to Have a Better Conversation. Here are a few of her suggestions. Be present. Concentrate on the person you are talking with the present moment. If you don't think about other things, put them out of your mind. You can think about them later. Enter every conversation, think that you will learn something. Listen closely. Every person has had a different experiences. Every person has a different way to see in the world. Be open to learning from people you talk with. When you are talking, try not to say the same thing over and over, and try not to talk about too many small details. People will not remember exactly time, date, and name. Instead, concentrate on sharing your thoughts. Lastly, be interested in the people. If you are truly interested in learning from them, you will probably learn something about yourself too. Following this advice takes practice, but a good conversation is worth the work. Sometimes people do not take enough time to talk and listen to each other. They miss the chance to know each other and the world. It is like people live together but are in the dark. Many people that think that the world would be better if people has more conversations. Thomas Zendin, in of these people in his book Conversation, How to Talk Change Our Life, he writes, I think we should start conversation to get rid of darkness. We can use conversations to create equality, to give ourselves courage, to open yourself to strength, and most importantly, to remark our working world. Do you think those conversations are important? Was the advice in program helpful? Tell us what you think. You can leave a comment on our website or email us at radioenglish.net, and find us on Facebook as facebook.com/spotlight radio.